starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with this platform or watching this platform for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. Good evening, Irby. I did left the message on Multi's chat. I guess I don't know if Multi saw your message, saw the message. But I did put it there. Um, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined, I really appreciate all the love and all the support that you continue to give me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, particularly when it comes to TikTok and Instagram. Your continued support really touches my heart. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who watch from the clouds, particularly the haters. Um, so, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the notifications to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Now, tonight, as you can see by the thumbnail, it is open discussion. You're welcome, Irby. Now, for those who are not familiar with what goes on in open discussion, basically what I'll do is I'll just talk about a series of topics where I'm going to give my humble opinion regarding the situation. And of course, the audience will have an opportunity to chime in. And of course, I will flash your comments, um, highlight your comments and things of that nature. Okay. So, and who knows how long this will be? Basically, it'll be as long as there's activity in the chat, or if anyone wishes to join the panel. First of all, let's start with the fact that here in New York and in the northeast region of the United States, we had an earthquake that was 4.8 on the Richter scale. Now, of course, in parts of California and other places around the world, it's more common to have earthquakes, and then sometimes those earthquakes can lead to devastating results where the loss of life and the loss of property. But here in New York, earthquakes are very rare, thank God. Also, hurricanes are very rare, also, thank God. Now, I was sitting at my desk, and all of a sudden, my desk started to move and shake. Now, I am on the 11th floor of our building. Our building is an old 12-story building. So, when when everything got, when everything was moving and shaking, of course, I went to my immediate supervisor, and we were waiting for an announcement in the loudspeaker from help from the health and safety director advising us what to do. Silence. So my unit as a collective, what we all decided to do was to vacate the premises and go down to the lobby. Okay. Now, of course, everyone. Let's see. You know what, Irby? That's the first time to my recollection. Let me put it to you that way. So everyone had to walk down 11 flights of stairs. I tried. There's no way on God's green earth I can walk down 11 flights of stairs with my busted up left knee. Okay. And thank God there was no earthquake, because if it was a real earthquake, all the people rushing down the staircase, I would have been trampled. So I got as far as the seventh floor, and as I say, you know what? Fluff it. I took the elevator downstairs, and basically we just hang out outside for a while. Now the crazy part is that and on our floor we have like 4 different departments. The majority of the staff actually stayed at their station, and it's like, why? Why? I don't get it. Okay. So eventually we got a message from the building manager instructing us to go back inside, and then later on we get an email after the fact stating that they are aware that they had an earthquake and nothing to worry about, that if there's any further information happening, we would be informed. I'm sorry, but when it comes to inform us information, it's usually 20 hours too late. And it kind of reminded me something about 9/11, where we didn't have any instructions what to do. Do we stay in the building? Do we leave? Do we try to go? That's right. That's right, people. Let's follow Irby's example. Hit the like button, you watchers. So, and me, I didn't even bother to grab my bag. What I just simply was grab my phones and just vacate the premises as fast as my messed up, crippled left knee could take me. But one thing it does worry me is that we have some of the most oldest infrastructure here in the country. So if we ever got hit with a serious earthquake, we're talking about a great deal of damage, and we're going to talk about people dying. Okay. And I hate to be in the subway underground when there's an earthquake. Okay. Hopefully that will never happen. But I just wish there was some guidelines for us to follow, so people wouldn't be running around, be concerned and what have you. So that's my take regarding the earthquake. And actually, it was felt in parts of Connecticut. It was felt parts of Massachusetts. It was parts of New Jersey, and parts of Pennsylvania. Okay, particularly when it comes to the eastern portion of the state. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is a help out thing. Okay, many of you know that I have been experiencing problem with my left knee. Okay, no, there's no mystery behind that. Yeah, the whole Northeast was affected by the earthquake. And thank goodness, could you imagine if it was like a real serious earthquake hitting New York? I wouldn't want to even think about it. So today I went to see my surgeon. And the surgeon already confirmed the fact my left knee is getting worse. Okay, no surprise. Now, why am I sharing this information with you? Okay, I have decided that during my journey, I'm going to like blogging regarding the things I'm doing in preparation um, for a revised knee replacement. This is just to encourage other people who are in the process of thinking about having a knee replacement or are going to have a knee replacement or hesitant about it because they're scared. So I decided to share that with you. Um, Part of it is a form of an encouragement, and part of it is something things to consider. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. And before I forget, let me just remind people that Golden Goddess have her own channels. So I would encourage you, if you have not done so, please show some love to a sweet lady like Gigi and subscribe to her channel and check out her content. Okay. So, of course, I have that. Of course, I have my usual questions, which I have asked basically, what's going to happen, um, leading up to my procedure and things of that nature. And I mean, it's nothing new. Okay. Yes, I have a date for surgery. Yes, I'm going to undergo it. Um, Also, um, regarding certain options as far as what type of services I can get once I am discharged to home. The fact of the matter is, I'm going to be out 8 weeks. Okay. I am not in a hurry to rush back to work. My job will be there waiting for me when I come back, which is a good thing. Actually, one of the streams I'm going to be talking about, I think Wednesday, is I'm going to be talking about the benefits of being a municipal employee. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, it is one of the few places where you have relative job security. Yeah. So, which of course led me to call my health plan to check what type of services I'm entitled to. Now, unfortunately, they had to refer me to two other people before I finally got the right person that needed to speak with me. Because unfortunately, when you're dealing with an HMO, which is a health maintenance organization, you got to understand there is healthcare benefits for full-time employees, and then you have healthcare benefits for people who are retired. So somehow, even though I gave them the correct information, somehow it got directed to the wrong person. Bottom line, I got the information I need. Okay. So I will be seeing a cardiologist, and then of course I have like an orientation class which I'll need to take, um, explaining the whole process uh, regarding my procedure, and of course the day of the procedure, I'm going to be hit with this question like 59 million times. What is my name? My name is Jose Negro. Why are you here? I'm here for revised knee replacement. Which knee? The left knee. What day is it? Okay, it's Tuesday. It's Friday. It's like, okay, all this is a health and safety check. Okay, it's what I call, you know, filler information, but they have to do what they have to do. In any case, I'm going to continue to blog regarding my journey in the hopes of encouraging people who are thinking about having a total knee replacement, that it might take away some of the fear involved. Now, before I continue, let me let everybody know that the link to join the panel has been pinned. If any one of you wishes to join the panel and express a point of view regarding any of the topics that I'm discussing, or if you have a topic that you want me to discuss, I'll discuss it. Now, if it's something that I do not know a great deal about, I'm going to be perfectly honest and say so. Okay. So now, in the description of this tonight's stream, and it's going to end in the description of all the streams this week. There is a link to my other channel, which is called Latina Diaspora. Okay. For the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with what the channel is about, it is pertaining to issues pertaining to Latinos that were born and raised in the United States. Okay. And the reason why I decided to create a separate channel is because there's certain issues that Latinos who are born in the United States deal with. Some of them are identity issues, okay? Like, for example, Gigi and Multi both share a great deal of content because dealing with issues with biracial people, okay? Because unfortunately, there is still a great deal of ignorance regarding biracial people. And also, not everyone is familiar regarding the issues that I, as a Latino born and raised in the United States, deal with. Part of it is identity. Hey, Multi, good evening. You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. It was a pleasure for me, to sit back in the background and listen to. It was a very interesting topic, and just to let everybody know, in case you know, Multi also has her channel, which she produces a great deal of content regarding issues of biracially mixed people. So I'm going to ask that you show some love to Multi. If you have not done so, please subscribe and check out her content as well. Okay. So getting back, so I decided to devote a channel that deals specifically with issues regarding U.S. born Latinos. Okay, and part of it is there is misunderstanding with Latinos that immigrated to the United States compared to Latinos that were born in the United States. Part of it has to do with culture. Part of it has to do with language because. Oh yes, that's right. I just want to let everybody know that the link to Multi's channel, I think, it's in the chat. So I would encourage you to please subscribe. Okay, show some love to our real classy lady. Okay. So and I love how my mods, they work well together. So my first stream in a while, basically it was just an introduction. Tonight on Friday, I'm going to be doing a live stream regarding the identity crisis. In other words, identity issues U.S. born Latinos deal with, okay, because we do have our issues. So I'm gonna try to do my best to share my point of view, to share my perspective as a Latino born and raised in the United States. Of course, I'm a U.S. citizen. Okay, proud of it. Okay, I'm also proud of the fact that I'm part of a rich culture, which is the Latino culture, particularly when it comes to Puerto Ricans. Okay, because we all need to understand that Caribbean Latinos have their own unique identity. Also, Latinos from Central America have their unique identity, and Latinos from South America. Okay, kind of like you have NGNs have their identity. You have light skin, like biracial have identity. Have identity. You have mulattoes have identity. You have Blasians have that identity. I mean, you have um, all different groups. They all have their own separate identities. They all need to be respected. So, so I'm just going to share um, some of the identity issues that people like myself deal with. And everyone is welcome. You don't have to be a Latino to join. You can just be someone that just want to learn about our issues. Just like I'll hop on, I will hop on to check Multi's content or Gigi's content. Okay. Multi, I think what you need to do, because I had the same problem with Irby, you need to go into your, I'm just trying to think, how can I say this? If you make Irby Fatal a mod, that 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 should take care of that. Let should unblock him because okay. Now look, the fact of the matter is I'm not biracial. But yeah, I can appreciate the content that a Gigi produces or Multi produces or a Georgia or what have you, or even an AMR or whomever. Okay. Uh, and again, everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to express their point of view. We don't all have to agree. Okay, in fact, if we disagree, that's fine. Let's discuss it and have a mature conversation. And shout out to the 11 people watching the stream. Hopefully, there's at least half the number of likes. So I'm gonna be airing content from Latina diaspora once a week. And the reason why I can only do it once a week because because I have another platform which is my main platform which I air 3 times a week. So I'm not going to air content 4 times streams 4 times a week. Plus I air multiple shorts. Okay, and basically the type of shorts I do is either they're funny or they try to bring a positive message. Okay, because I do believe that there is a great deal of negative activity out there in these YouTube streets. So I'm just trying to do my part. I'm trying to bring a little positivity and hopefully um, give you something to think about. Okay. Okay. And if you're thinking about it, that means I've done my part. You don't necessarily have to agree with me. Look, I don't necessarily agree with everything that my other friends here in these YouTube streets, okay, talk about, okay. The difference is I can have a I can have a mature conversation regarding stuff that we don't agree with, whether it be with Multi, whether it be with Gigi, whether it be with Don Armando or anybody else that visits this platform. Okay, because this is not an echo chamber. Everyone has a right to express their point of view. All I ask is let's keep it mutually respectable and we'll be fine. So, as a result, I'm going to be doing live streaming 4 times a week. How that's good? That's how long I'm going to do that. I don't know. We have to wait. I have to wait and see and how it goes because producing content 4 times a week, it is a lot of work. Okay. Uh, Gigi Multi they know and they can deeply appreciate the fact that it is time consuming to produce content. It's not like you just getting. It's not like you just open up StreamYard and start blobbing away. You have to. You have to take a look and see, gather information, and perhaps your facts in there. Good evening, Hazel. Long time no see. I hope that you're doing well, Hazel. As you can see, you still got your brunch. but but you know what? Like I said before, anyone that's a YouTube creator can appreciate the fact producing content, and that is quality content. It's time consuming. That's a reality. Okay. And actually, I think it was Hazel that introduced me to Golden Goddess. Unless I'm mistaken, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Okay. And I got news for you, late everyone. This coming summer, I'm going to have a special visitor that's going to come visit me. Okay. Now, maybe my special visitor will consent to be on this platform. So it'll be an opportunity for everyone uh, to ask any questions or try to get to know her. The only thing is she does not speak much English well, so I will have to translate. But we shall see. We shall see. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is remote work. Okay. Now, finally, okay, starting next month, I will be able to work remotely twice a week. Okay. Now, now, for those of you that don't know what that means, is that through through a computer, whether it be a laptop or a tablet, you will work from home and you will have remote access to your workstation. So I will be doing remote work 2 days a week. Most likely, I'm going to be working remotely Monday and Tuesday. Okay. I am looking forward to it. Okay. First of all, because I don't have to deal with the stupidity and the subway. And just so happens I have a guest. So I just want to let everybody know that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host of the channel. Any attempt to copy material without the consent of the host is prohibited by appearing on the call. You waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people hold might be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in my guest. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey Jose, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine, thank you. Oh, I love your new intro.
Oh, thank you. Do you know the words yet?
No, Gigi, Gigi, I'm like a couple of years short of collecting Social Security. You don't expect me, an old fart like me, to remember those words, do you?
Oh yeah, I wanna hear you rapping it and everything one day. Come out on the stream and just rap it for me. What's
So,
up, Jose? I thought I would come up and just like keep you a little bit of company. Hi
well,
everybody in the chat.
I appreciate it. Tonight's just open discussion. So I'm just
Thank
talking
you, Multi.
about random stuff. I did check out multi-stream, and like again, I would encourage you again. Please check out multi-stream when it's discussing the issue with the
Absolutely.
biracial children.
Yes, Multi had a really great stream today. I love when she does her little like at home chilling during the daytime kind of up close and personal streams. I like them.
Yeah, I do, and I it's nice to be able to produce content without members of the Peanut Gallery opining.
Yeah, Multi, like when she first started out here, that's how she used to always do her lives. Like she didn't drop her link for the longest time, okay? So Multi Ben hasn't been playing about that link. So it's kind of back to the basics, right? Oh shit, Ozempic. Are you on Ozempic, Jose?
Yes, I am.
I didn't know that. I thought you were just doing it regular. So it is working, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, it is meant for people who are diabetic or pre-diabetic. So
Yeah, but like everybody and their mother's on it right now. It's like a
because you know why?
trend.
Because they want to lose weight quickly. That's why.
Yeah. I might need to find me a prescription. They
Gigi,
say
with
it's
all
like a
due.
shortage for people that actually need it.
Well, would you believe it or not? I only paid $15 for a 3 month supply.
Oh, okay. And
But
how
then
long have you
again,
been on it?
since November.
All of the damn streams that I've been here before, how did I miss that? That's crazy. I don't know how I
Well,
missed that. I heard you say you were dieting and exercising, but I must have missed the Ozempic part.
well, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, I was reluctant at first to take because you have to inject it into your abdomen.
Yeah.
But both my surgeon and my primary recommended that I do start taking it.
I saw that Multi. I saw that trending. He looks so thin. Bye, Hazel.
Take care of it. Thank you for stopping by, Hazel. But look, the fact of the matter is this, and during this stream, I'm going to be talking about the lunacy regarding the fat pride crowd.
You gonna lose all the weight on him and then talk shit on him, Jose? You gonna shit on him?
No, it's not. You know what? Look, it's not that. It's just that when they compare their situation of
Mm.
facing discrimination and whatever over a condition which they can actually do something about, okay,
Yeah,
miss me with that.
yeah. I'm just so the that drug hasn't been out that long though, so it will be interesting to see like if there's any like do you have any side effects since you've been on it?
See what it does. It curbs my appetite. That's about the only thing it does.
Okay, you don't feel nauseous and stuff though?
No,
Oh, okay. So I wonder if the
but
people that have the bad side effects is because they probably really don't need it, maybe,
you know
and
what
they're
I
just
think.
doing it
You know
for
what I
like
think
20 pounds.
You know what I think it is. I think you have people who somehow they buy it and they don't use it properly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I
they're
think that's
all
the
on it.
issue.
All of
Yeah,
Hollywood is on it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because when I started, I started on the 0.25 milligrams down up to 2 milligrams or whatever. What I mean, so each time they ask me if I want to increase, it's like I don't know too much about this stuff, and I don't want to be growing like 3 legs and whatnot, or get
Yeah,
cancer or whatever. And because I
being a
really
guinea pig. What's tonight's
now
topic, Jose? You just
open
freestyling?
discussion.
Okay.
So if you have something that you want us to talk about, by all means, fire away.
Okay. Did you see any of my like the videos that me and Multi have done these past
Oh
couple
yes, I
days?
have. Love them.
What did you have any thoughts on any of them? Because it's a lot going on.
You know what it is? It's kind of okay. You know what it is? I'll look at it, but then it's like I'll compartmentalize it because right now my main focus is getting ready for surgery.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just wondering what your thoughts were on the whole with Kanye's wife kind of walking around like completely exposed in public.
First of all, First of all, um, of course, I'm like as old as Methuselah. So part of it, okay, I think part of it is she's. I mean, kind of let Kenya get away with that crap because I mean, basically, a man will do what you as a woman allow him to do.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, and the fact of the matter is, why in God's green earth that any man would want his wife to dress like a 304?
Like a what? Oh, a
A
304.
304. But then again, I'm the type of person that kind of dress modesty. So, I mean, and again,
Okay, so what about the other video that we did where Kimora Simmons' daughter, who is 21, is dating a 65-year-old?
it's like, first of all, it's
Yeah,
like,
and be honest, Jose, because you're a man of a particular age or whatever. If you had the opportunity and she was all on you, would you date a
no,
21-year-old?
no.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, and I'm going to try to say this because I don't want to come across that I'm bashing women or whatever, or I'm putting all women in the same category. But generally, for the most part, women that young, they prefer men closer to their age unless there's something to gain,
Well, yeah,
whether it
of
be
course.
prestige, money, or what have you.
Hmm. Yeah, it would have to be some sort of an exchange because why else would a young woman want somebody who's, old, that much older?
Yeah. And look, and I have no delusions about myself. I'm old, I'm bald, and I'm fat.
No, but a lot of these men out here on these social media streets, they be windmilling like they really think that these chicks love them.
Uh, yeah, but you know what? Some of these people, let's keep it real. Some of these people are a couple fries short at a Happy Meal.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying that someone that young can be interested in a man three times her age, but it's not likely.
Yeah, yeah, very slim chances there.
Okay.
Have you seen that
So,
show where they have like the people though that date like elderly people and there's like young men too and they're just like I was watching one of them and the dude like him and the old lady were walking through the park and he like banged her out behind the tree over there. Like it was crazy.
okay. You know what? As some people will say, if that what floats your boat, that's fine. I am not going to bang someone that's thick, that's older, that's almost as old as Miss Luther. I'm sorry, because I'm almost as old.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, these elderly freaks are something else though. I mean, they're living with the mindset of I guess live every day like it's your last. So if you want to bang behind the bush in the park, you bang behind the bush in the park. I don't know.
Yeah, but Gigi, if these people have a weak heart condition, if they try to bang someone that's 20 something, they're going to end up getting a heart attack. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, look, I'll be perfectly honest. When my lady was started being interested in me, it's like, you do know there's a, I said to her in Spanish, you do know this is a significant age gap. Okay. I'm not some 35-year-old person. I'm a couple of years short of collecting Social Security.
How old is she again?
She's okay. I think she's going to be 37 or 38.
I wish I had the sound bite. Oh hell no, no, no.
But but look, all I'm gonna say is, first of all, these people are giving us baby boomers a bad name. They're making us sound like we're a bunch of lecherous people, which all of us are not.
Well, I mean, 37 isn't repulsive, like 21, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you think that as an older person, when you date a younger person, you also are just taking that risk? Like maybe it is just for material things, but like who gives a shit? I'm getting what I want out of the deal. That's what I would think. That's how I would think that they would make that make sense in the mind. Because a lot of them
Well,
really are delusional.
that's true. But let's I mean, one thing I would say, think about you and Multi, okay? Both of you have practice some common sense. So I'm sure Multi would not pursue someone three times her age. I mean, that would be creepy as heck. I mean, and but you know what? If they're consenting adults and if they're happy, vaya con Dios.
Go with God.
Yes. And if you do anything, make sure you have a strong heart or you'll get a heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
But
I got 15%.
did you check? Did you do Did you see my stream last week regarding the fat fry people?
Yeah, I did. I didn't get all the way through it, but I got pretty far through it. I was listening to it while I was cleaning up. Yeah. It was a good stream. The one with Asian, right? With Asia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good stream.
Well, you see,
How
the
did you link
reason
up with Asia? You went over there and asked her to come through?
actually, you know what's the funny thing? Actually caught her stream videos regarding these people that are like 400 or 500 pounds and they're treating it like a big flex. So I just made a couple of
Not a
comments.
flex.
First of all, so it's like, first of all, I'm not flexing. I weigh 250 pounds. Okay, to me, 250 pounds is not a flex. Okay, when you have to put so much pressure on your heart, so much pressure on your joints and what have you, and your body to function, carrying all that weight. So
Yeah. Excuse my voice, I'm sick. But so do you feel like that is a definite avenue for your platform to go down the, dealing with the fat acceptance topics? You seem fiery about it, like
well,
yeah, like you're inspired by it.
I feel as a person that's morbidly obese, someone has to speak intelligently regarding the subject.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I just
let
saw
me
a
tell you
clip
something.
of one of the
Yeah.
sisters. I don't know if it's an old clip or a new one, but she was saying, "I think I'm pregnant. I'm having cravings." And then the doctor was like, "What are you craving or whatever?" And then she's like, "Water." And then her other sister, who was also morbidly obese, she's like, "Bitch, you're not pregnant. You're thirsty." That show is damn funny though. The My 600 Pound Life. I love that show. And what's his name? Doctor Now is
Yeah.
hilarious. That's a great show.
Yeah. But look, I've been dealing with obesity all my life. Okay. At
Why you
this
want to
stage in
fight
my
the
life,
Why you want to fight the biggies, the bigums, Jose?
I don't look at it as fighting the biggies. I'm looking at it as trying to bring some logic into the conversation.
Okay, okay.
Because unfortunately, you have people that have the sheep mentality and they just follow because someone is talking about it. Okay. They don't realize that when you are carrying all that weight, it does deteriorate your life, your health.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you see the solar eclipse from New York?
No, I was actually I was in the middle of a doctor's appointment. Good evening, Ramon.
Hey, Ramon.
Hey, good evening, Jose. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Chad.
Hey,
What's going on, guys?
what's up? Did you see the solar eclipse, Ramon?
Actually, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because
What?
many people from other parts of Texas converge in North Texas, in other parts of the state, and maybe from outside of the state, because you could actually get a decent view of it. And I saw it my first time. I have never seen one with my own eyes, because of course you can see them in pictures and videos that somebody else took. It's not the
Yeah,
same thing. Not the same
I
thing.
can
It's better to
imagine.
if you have a chance to see yourself, because imagine this. Think about how it goes. It's um it's kind of like a little over. It's like noon, a little in the afternoon, kind of getting into around 1 p.m. What happens is that at the beginning, when it starts getting covered, when the moon starts getting in the way of the sun, you don't really see any difference in the light, in the amount of light that you're getting. That's until there is only one little bit of an arc of sun exposed. That's when you start seeing that things start to get dark, but it doesn't get nighttime dark. It darkens down. You still can see the sky, but when it positions, when the moon positions itself directly in front of the sun, when you see that ring of fire, it does darken, and it's a big deal. It's a thing to see. Because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, because you see it darkens. It's not. It looks like it's 6 or 7 p.m. Imagine in the time when the sun is about to sunset where you're at, and how the lighting looks. That's how it gets. It doesn't get nighttime all the way, but it is kind of like when the sun is about to set completely. That's kind of like how the lighting get.
I saw one
The
from
lighting.
Texas. I saw one from Texas, and it just looked like it was just in a bunch of like gray clouds. And it was supposed to be a
Mhm.
partial one here, but I just saw it cloudy outside. I didn't see anything. I don't know.
Ah, okay. Okay. It's
So
just that I don't know if you were in your location, you were looking at an angle, so you weren't into the total dark part.
no,
Because
no,
it's
no. We were that was like straight through the country, right? We're like in Florida, so it was only like a partial. I think that's what they call
okay.
it.
No,
What is it called?
there were people that were in other parts of Texas that apparently couldn't see it because it was overcast.
Hmm.
Luckily, thankfully, I didn't have that issue, so I was able to see it, and it's quite a thing. It's quite a thing to see, because you you look up during those moments. You can look directly at it without protection, without having to protect your eyes, and you see this ring of fire at the top of the sky, but it's only for a few minutes,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden it starts to light up again, and that's when the moon is kind of like moving out of the way, and it starts to light up again. But for a few minutes it does get kind of dark, but not all the way. So it was interesting. I had never seen one before, and yeah. And
And there's a
anybody.
lot of conspiracies around that, like with the dates and the cities and the names, and it's a whole bunch of shit running loose on social media about it.
I don't know. Of course, there are out of a phenomenon like that, there is always gonna be people that are gonna start
Yeah.
making up shit and start coming up with conspiracy theories that are tend to be unfounded. Of course, there are gonna be people that are gonna be talking about that, but I mean, if that is said, I don't know. I don't know if when we're gonna be seeing anything like that again. It's something that takes like hundreds of years, or depending on what part of the world are you at. But anybody who has that chance in a few years, if something again happen like that, and
But that's
anybody
why
has
it
a
was
chance to see
supposedly
it,
so remarkable that we saw one here in America in 2017 as well. That is like unheard of. That
Hmm.
we've
yeah,
had too. Hmm.
yeah. Maybe
So,
that's part of
So
what's
that's another
fueling
one
the
of the things
conspiracy
that's tied into
theories.
the conspiracy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it wouldn't surprise me.
so,
But it was quite a
um,
thing.
so
Definitely
Ramon,
was.
tonight we're having open discussion. So we're just we're discussing the issue regarding the morbidly obese pride people.
Oh no, but we're already touched on it, and it's not even to harp on them too hard. I mean, I do have a serious dislike of certain types that they let themselves go really bad, and they become somebody else's burden. They because that's kind of like the guaranteed way to have people's attention on them, having to cater to them hand and foot. I think it's very selfish, and there are people that I think they do that intentionally. Um, no, I don't think that's right. I mean, yeah, I'm a few pounds overweight myself. I don't like it. I like to eat. I'm a few pounds overweight myself, but I'm not anybody's burden because of that. And there are these people um that uh they let themselves go so bad, and then you see them that they can't move by themselves, they can't do anything to themselves by themselves, and they have to have somebody clean after them in every way and cater to
So do you
them,
think?
sometimes even than children, which is very
Do you
selfish.
think it is when the
Mhm.
kids have to like definitely be slaves to the parents? That's sad. I was gonna ask though, do you
Right.
guys think though? Because also like anorexia is also another eating disorder, but society has more empathy for anorexics, but it's still kind of like the same thing too, right? Like killing yourself kind of like for attention, you know what I mean? And like everybody has to cater to you because you're making yourself sick or
I'm
whatever
not
in regards
saying
to food.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's every case, that it's every situation, but I think in many of those situations, you can kind of tell by looking at the attitudes of the person that is morbidly obese, and they start to become very demanding, and they start kind of like very controlling and very controlling of other people's lives and time, and sometimes even their children that are minors, they are having to do things for them, they're having to grow up too fast, and they don't get to be children because they're having to take care of their parent. That's what I'm talking about. That I think is very selfish.
Yeah.
I agree. But these are
Well,
people with mental disorders. You have to eat yourself to the point that you can't get out of the bed and you can't clean your ass. Like you got,
Hmm.
it's a mental disorder.
Yeah.
could you imagine then trying to be intimate with somebody?
No, you
Jose
can
always
imagine
comes with
that.
the random shit.
Yeah, you can imagine that. I don't. I don't want to imagine that because I wouldn't even know what to do with all that excess fat lying everywhere, getting in the way. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
How
So,
come all them women got men on the show?
So many of them do.
They got
Many
their
of them
man
do
sitting
it.
right
Like
there giving them buckets of chicken and shit. Like,
they are enablers, and that's because that to a degree, for some people, it's a weird fetish. It has to be that for for
yeah.
for a man to enable that on with his woman, there has to be some kind of satisfaction that he's getting out of it. Yeah, some kind of a fetish. There has to be something like that. Has to be.
well, the fact of the matter is, I just thought, like I said, I decided to give my response. Okay,
Uh-huh.
which is it's not a flex, not by any stretch of the imagination. And actually, there was a very appropriate question that it was asked. How many of these people are anywhere close to my age and they're
Mhm.
morbidly obese?
Not many, because that kills a lot of people long before they get to your age, Jose. Not many. I mean, you can't be 60, 70 years old and you are 500 pounds overweight.
Wait,
No. You're gonna
Jose,
be
put that
gone
comment
long
back
before
up. Put that
that.
Multi's comment back up. What did that say? I saw a video of a man holding a 600-pound
What?
woman by the coochie. Look,
Oh, what about it? But could yeah, yeah.
Um,
Double bit.
Ramon,
Multi is gonna make me maybe get nauseous.
I
Ramon,
can't
can
laugh.
you
I'm
see
sick.
Ramon, can you see yourself doing something like that?
No, I can't see myself doing something like that. I mean, like I've told you about that before in my past. I have been with a couple of chubby girls that have been a few pounds overweight, but these were women that were still strong enough and they were young enough that they could go dancing still. I mean, they could move around and do their thing, and they were a bit chubby. Yeah, but no, not somebody who is
What the hell?
somebody 600 pounds like that. No, hell no.
Well, how big were the coochie lips? I mean, what are you talking? Like, I'm trying to figure out.
No,
Like,
I don't understand the visual. I'm not understanding
that's
the
why I'm trying to
visual.
put it together in my mind as well.
You know what?
Yeah, holding by the coochie. Like, oh,
So Ramon,
uh-huh.
Ramon, you wouldn't want to be lying down on the floor with, say, 10 600-pound women.
She said
engaged.
massive.
Okay. These scenarios that you imagine, Jose, I don't know. I'm worried about you. You might have a bit of a fetish yourself, because
Oh my
you think
God.
about these scenarios that I don't see myself in, and like, come on, Jose, stop. I was eating before talking to you. So no, I wouldn't want to.
Nah, well, there's somebody for everybody. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Yeah.
There's always somebody somewhere who likes it. Whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
down, Armando.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, Armando, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
Dominican
before I forget, let me just let everybody know that both Don Armando and the Introvert Break, they both have their channels. So if you have not done so, please consider subscribing to them.
Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So tonight we're having open discussion. So not basically right now we're talking about people who are calorically challenged.
Calorically challenged, right?
Yeah, I think I am, but I'm not on 500 pounds yet. So I ain't trying to get there.
Yeah. Okay, you might have a few pounds on you, but you can move around, and nobody has to cater to you, and you can wipe your own ass, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
That's the part that kills me when you can't clean your own ass. Like, that's crazy.
Yo, but on the real though, you want to know what's funny? Apparently, to one of my haters, I am a fat B. That joy had me laughing. That joy had me laughing.
Not me, Multi.
Especially when my hater used to look like Eric Cartman.
Oh damn. Eric Cartman.
Yeah, but guys, none of you have been compared to Hitler.
Man,
yeah.
Man,
it's one of those labels that get thrown around so much that you don't even know what it means anymore. Like, yeah. Anybody who thinks a different way gets called a major name like that. Like, you use Auschwitz, and you had concentration camps too, right? Like, they just go over the top with the labels.
I mean, not for nothing. They call me. I remember somebody said as insult to me that I'm a lunatic that escaped Bellevue, and I need to be put back in.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I was like, okay, but guess what? You're an idiot from Arkham Asylum, so therefore, what makes you different than me?
Arkham Asylum, all right.
Now, okay, now this is going to be a touchy subject with some people,
Oh,
uh,
All right.
what you
which
got?
is Donald Trump comparing himself to Jesus Christ.
Well,
Let's put it like this. As a Christian and everything like that, he doesn't come near because
Hold on, let me
apparently.
Google real quick. I gotta see it with my own eyes, and I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
all right.
I mean,
Okay.
if you actually look at it, technically Jesus didn't get married, and technically Jesus did not commit sin. I'm just saying as a Christian, because we commit sins also. Apparently, Donald Trump has committed sins. So therefore, to go around and compare yourself to Jesus Christ, I don't think anybody could. But that's just my opinion, though.
Okay,
No,
look,
but definitely the cult followers, his cult followers believe it.
I
That's
mean,
what.
I mean, his cult followers will believe if his cult followers will think that dog poop is gold. So therefore, that
Mhm.
that'll tell you where it is, because you got certain people who are Donald Trump followers, but they have a mind of their own. But then you got certain people who go overboard with it because they have no education, and it shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Look,
Yeah, they don't do their own thinking.
look, in all fairness, not everyone that supports Donald Trump is that delusional.
Okay, yeah, but that's
You
a
have-
diplomatic thing to say. But unfortunately, there are too many. There are too many MAGA cult members that actually believe
Okay,
all of
so I
that.
looked it up. He didn't
Remember,
actually say that. I looked it up. He didn't actually say that. He retweeted a tweet where someone said, "Isn't it ironic that the week that Jesus went through his greatest persecutions, they're trying to steal all your property from you?" But he didn't actually compare himself to Jesus, from what I just read. He just retweeted that tweet.
Okay.
well, he was trying to sell those Bibles with his name on them. I mean, he's trying to see himself as someone who is above the regular human being. I mean, he sees himself as saint-like, and that's the whole narcissism thing that is so overblown in him. So it wouldn't surprise me if that had been true. If it's not true, fine, but it wouldn't have surprised me if it had been.
Okay, look, I'm gonna say it this way, because of course I'm the host, so I have to try at least try to be neutral. Um, everyone is entitled to believe whatever they wish to believe. But if I'm gonna compare myself to anyone, particularly someone like Jesus, my life needs to have something. It need to reflect his teachings somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about Nelson Mandela? About him being like politically persecuted? What do you guys think about
Yeah,
that?
it's him making
I
himself.
mean, look, okay.
It's victimization.
Yeah.
There is a victimization. They are trying to take all his damn money and land. What do you mean? They
Okay,
don't want his
but
ass to be
how did that
president.
happen? How did that happen? Look at it.
Okay.
How did that
Okay.
I
happen? He
gotta
lost.
go. We're about to go into the liberal crap. I can't do that, nor the
No,
feminism
no.
tonight, y'all.
Okay, but okay. I'm gonna okay. That's not okay.
But all I ask
Okay.
is how did that happen?
Okay. Let's make it perfectly clear. And this is something I've been saying all along. Everyone, and I repeat, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Okay. Everyone. Okay. Regardless.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Okay. But it is serious when a person is hit with 91 charges of criminal activity. Now we can. Some people can argue it's overkill, but he has to prove in a court of law whether he's guilty or not.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
Well,
all I'm
why
gonna
would there
say.
be such overkill? What reason would there be for such overkill?
Okay,
What
look.
would common sense say? Maybe because they don't want to be president,
Okay,
right?
there are a lot of people who have a lot of issues with Donald Trump, the way he conducts himself, the way he speaks. Okay.
It's not just about that, Jose. You have to take into consideration how he moves his interest from New York to Florida. He was trying to escape something, and it turned out that he had a whole bunch of secret government files that he wasn't supposed to take with him. That's among the things. And there was also the him being he lost that civil suit. He lost that civil suit against that woman that was alleging that he had done something to her. He ended up losing that suit. He owes a bunch of money all off of that. But it's not. They reduced the whole bond for the trial that is coming up, and he didn't. He pledged. It was like 175 million, and then supposedly he had made the payment, but then the payment didn't go through, and the only one who was willing to lend him the money because he didn't actually had it was some business that does predatory lending. I mean, dude is in trouble. But the thing is that doesn't matter to his followers.
Okay, but Ramon, we
Mhm.
have to state allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
well, these are the
Okay. Now, as far as the civil suit was found liable, but with everything else, again, and this is something we, as much as people who may not like Donald Trump, okay, I have issues with the man myself, but the fact of the matter is, and again, we must bear this in mind: everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
It's much less about Donald Trump for me than it is about us as Americans. And that's the whole point that goes over people's heads because they get so biased in their opinions. They'll throw the whole country to hell on some crooked shit. Like it's not just at that level, it's at lower levels too. It's Wendy Williams and the banks freezing all your accounts and taking over your money and them doing whatever the hell they want to do to people. This is what we need to be paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is my thing about anything. It's like at first I used to have an issue with Donald Trump, but then after a while I started seeing that I'm having an issue with his stupid followers, which are some of the Hispano types. So this is my thing with the Hispanic collective, right? They want to go around, the ones that follow Trump ideologically, right? They want to go around and claim Spain and everything like that. But here's the problem. If you were to go to Spain, nobody will recognize you as their brother because you don't look like them. And even the ones that could actually blend into how shall I say, into Spaniard society if they were to, those are like a very few within Latin America. Let's be honest.
No, but that's a whole different thing. I mean, back home,
Yeah.
there are this very tiny there is this very tiny faction that are the reunificacionistas that actually believe that Puerto Rico should go back to Spain and be a colony of Spain again. Like these are those guys are
Why?
deluded as hell.
No?
I think that they actually have a heritage that traces back to Spain, and maybe some of them, maybe there are Puerto Ricans today that can trace back their ancestry to maybe the Canary Islands or to Corsica in the Mediterranean. But there are those that think that Puerto Rico should go back to Spain.
And if things
because-
were like that, then you might not even be here living the opportunities that you have that other Puerto Rican people would like to have the option to have as well.
No, well, because they think that we should migrating out of Puerto Rico, we should be migrating to Spain, or to somewhere else
in Europe.
in Europe. But that's
But can't
that's
they
a
apply
very
for that?
deluded. Huh? What's that?
Can they apply for that? They don't have to apply for nothing. They just jump on the plane and come here. That's what I'm saying. They have that option. That's good for them.
Well. If we look into the history, it's because of something that we didn't ask for. That had to do with an act of war. And
Yeah.
we're gonna take whatever we can from it because it came from something that we didn't ask for.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Spain, with the Spaniards, it's a very tiny faction, but they are kind of loud, and they're very delusional because they actually believe that they can either get Puerto Rico to be back to be a Spanish colony, to go back to Spain, which is not going to happen because it will take a war for that to happen, or that Puerto Ricans should be able to go to Spain, and because supposedly they're going to be going back to the motherland. They actually refer to Spain as the motherland, which is the most insulting thing that anybody from my own people can tell me.
Yeah. Talking about that, Ramon.
But hold on. I want to know why though. My former
Okay,
phone died.
because this is what happens. You have certain people who are like Spanish descendants, right? And they think, and this like a whole class system that had happened within a lot of the Spanish countries, right? So certain people, when they get brainwashed by watching novellas and everything like that, they think that a person with white skin will go further than a person who is of mestizo African origin. So therefore, people want to go around and try to say, "Oh, you Latinos is not black because of the class system and everything like that." And it was like, why the heck do we mix if you're gonna go around and be more of the class system, which to me is stupid, because you forget that a lot of the Spaniards didn't go around and have a lot of Spaniard women. They went up and they mated, and they mated with Native and African women.
In the
right?
hierarchy, they look down on
Middle
Puerto Ricans
Easterners.
and Dominicans. The Spaniards
or
look down on
Middle
Dominicans and Puerto
Easterners.
Ricans.
Yeah, well,
What was that? I didn't hear that
Huh?
last part, girl. What was that? That last part that you said?
Who, me or Jose?
No, you
you,
said
Gigi.
something about,
That on the
something about-
hierarchy of the Latino or whatever, like you say, the caste system or whatever you want to call it, that the Spaniards look down on like the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans.
Exactly. But the thing is, though, it's like if you really look at it within Latin America, right? You have to look at something. And let's be honest. Anybody who has watched Latin media and stuff, they always talk about, okay, Venezuela in the olden times, it was Mexico and Colombia, right? When they talked about soap operas of this, that, and the third, right? So if you look at the soap operas and everything like that, it's mostly people who are light skinned, they have Latino features or they have Anglo features, right? So therefore, when you see a lot of Spanish people in my time, I don't know what they do now. Everybody used to go around and sit in the novella after they came to work and stuff. And then sometimes people get smacked for not recording the novella because they missed it and such. You know what I'm trying to say? It was that serious back in the day. It was like they didn't go around and play the novella right back in there. You have to go around and see it right then and there. So with that said, when you look at the novellas and the marketing and everything like that, it doesn't really show people who are of Indian or African origin sometimes.
Yeah.
And it still goes on today, and you still have certain people with racist attitudes, even though the attitudes are changing. Now, with that said, the Hispanotypes, right? They want to go. Some of them have like insecurity about a black guy, or they have beefs or whatever that they've dealt with African Americans or what have you, right? So therefore,
what does Hispanotypes mean? Because I hear you guys always say that word. What does that mean?
Okay,
exactly?
all right. It's a combination. Is like a combination of Hispanistas and Hoteps. So therefore, we combined them and we called them the Hispanoteps.
What does that mean? They want to go back to the motherland?
Yeah, they think that there's
They,
Yeah, I mean in Spain. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
they, yeah, they see they put their focus on the Spanish ancestry only,
And not the Indian and the African.
and not exactly.
Okay.
But let's
But the Spanish is the
keep it out.
majority, right?
Yeah, but let's keep it
Well,
out hungry.
not just the Spanish, the Spanish, because there are in the Caribbean some there is some Portuguese also, and there are people from the that trace back to the Canary Islands and some to the parts of the Mediterranean. So it's not just from one place, and there may have been an Italian here and there or a German here and there. Like for example, the Schomburg Center for African Studies. The Schomburg's dad was actually German, and there was a folk singer in the island. His name was Tony Croato, and he was Italian. Or
I remember that they had a funeral for him, right?
yeah, he was beloved. He was beloved on the island because he had been living in the island for decades, and
Gotcha.
he lived amongst us, and he was singing kind of like folk music, Puerto Rican folk music locally. So
Right.
it's like we don't care so much about nationality as long as they have like a real genuine love for what makes us who we are.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like there are even a few people, there are a couple of influencers that I can point out to that are actually Chinese, and these girls were raised in one was born and raised in the island, and you can't tell her anything else. You can't tell her that she's not Puerto Rican because she'll argue with you about that. I mean,
Yeah,
but she
just like a Dominican Japanese chef that his name is El Ninja. I've had I've had the pleasure of meeting him a few times, and his food is great. So he's actually like around the I know that he's in the Florida area, so therefore you need to if you ever get a chance, I don't know where you're nearby, Gigi, you got to try his food out. They call him El Ninja, and his food is great. I could tell you that.
Excuse me.
Hey, Georgia.
Hey, Georgia.
Good evening,
you're
George.
good. What's up?
Hey, for
Yeah, but in all reality, when Spain came to the New World, they put a big focus on Mexico, Argentina, Peru, because they went in looking for gold. So they really didn't pay all that much attention to Puerto Rico at the time until Spain lost most of their empire in the 19th century. Then all of a sudden they decided to put their focus on what little territory they had left, which was Puerto Rico, Cuba, and the Philippines. So what's up, Jojo?
no, nothing much. I just arrived, but I'm just listening in though because I'm trying to get as much context as to what's being talked about here before I can even contribute to anything.
Okay, well, we're having open discussion. So basically, we have discussed several topics. Okay, and of course, if you have any topic that you wish for us to discuss, you're more than welcome to share.
Cool though, but I think for right now, I would, like to make a contribution that's consistent with whatever we're currently discussing right now. But yeah, thank you. Because
Okay.
I heard that, like Ramon, you mentioned the Canary Islands, you're mentioning Spain, and then we're talking about Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
And so what's up right now so that I could maybe chime in a bit?
Well, we were just talking about the definition of the Hispanoteps, and Gigi was asking why we called them Hispanoteps. So Jose was actually explaining why we were calling some of these individuals Hispanoteps.
And of course,
Okay.
I have a generic name for these individuals, which I call them the mentally and intellectually challenged, are the circus, because these people act like a bunch of clowns.
Okay, so I can understand a little bit more. So the general Latino population shuns these people and laughs at them. So what are they doing that's wrong exactly besides wanting to go back to Spain?
Well,
They want
actually,
to focus. I'm sorry, they want to focus only on the Spanish portion of the culture and
Okay.
pretend that there was no African influences, pretend there's no indigenous influences, and basically look down on anyone that's a Latino, that's melanated or brown skin.
Oh, so they're like the
also,
racist of the group.
also to add in is that some of these guys are
Are they racist?
yes, some of them, some of the Hispano types, right? They have embraced how shall I say white supremacist and Nazi views. So therefore, they think that okay, all of Latin America should go fascist. So therefore, they'll try to what they'll try to do is they'll see like for example, like there's a problem between Dominican Republic and Haiti as we speak, right? So
Hmm.
anything that there's a little problem is or anything like that, they'll try to they'll try to focus on that little thing and then try to blow it out of proportion. So therefore people be like, oh, we're fighting for our country and everything like that. When the fact is that person don't even care about Dominican Republic, but yeah, he just want to push the fascist views because he thinks that this is what Dominican Republic needs or something like that. When the fact is certain people don't know how to govern themselves, let alone try to say that they want to take over a country.
Well,
Well,
Don, what I can say is that I can corroborate some of that stuff with, like the people that I've spoken to,
Right.
and because I used to communicate with a few of those who were living down in Argentina, and
Right.
I would like to confirm that. Oh yes. Now it's not to say that the entire Argentinian population is like that because they're not. Even you can go down there and live a normal life if you wanted to, but
Right.
yes, you do have some kind of like neo-Nazi or some type of Euro supremacist like factions that have sprouted up in and around Argentina, especially, and they will still say stuff like "Viva Latino, see hell" and all that kind of stuff. So yes, you do have those types, and then plus, if you really look more deeper into like the history of Argentina, there certainly have been anti-black themes and sentiments throughout Argentina, though, because also if you go online for anybody who's listening and you type in something like female black slave rejoicing over the fact that her granddaughter is white passing, you'll see what I mean. Because the painting depicted the black female slave, her husband, her biracial daughter, but her biracial daughter intermarried a white Argentinian to produce basically a quadroon baby. So it's just been kind of like an attitude that's just kind of like propagated itself throughout the generations in Argentina, or at least in that particular part of Latin America. So yeah, it's there.
Yeah, but the thing is though, what I was trying to say is that now it's like now a confederation of modern Latinos who was raised or born here. They're actually linking up with other racists like across the West Coast. So therefore, they want to go around and try to. If a person is trying to talk about, you know, about Viva Latino and embracing their native or African roots too, they'll be the first ones to go around and try to say, "Oh, there was no black people and everything like that," and then they'll use the words like, "Yo, we got a cuck" and all this other stuff. When the fact is, 9 times out of 10, you have these guys that they're using the word cuck and they throwing it freely and everything like that. They cannot even go and talk to a woman. So therefore all their insecurities or all the stuff that they don't have, they'll try to go on and put and then pose it in other people. And then it gets worse. Those people will actually go with divestors within the African American community that will try to derail the movement of biracials, multi generations, and everything like that, with constant bickering and such. So therefore, I'm just telling you of what I've seen. And they linked up so bad that they use certain people that you think that you might have had a beef with or something like that, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we use that person." When the fact is, some of these entities, they actually have conversations on how to disrupt the Latino movement, biracials, African Americans, etc. Because all they want to do is that some of them have like an insecurity either for a native or African American and such. So therefore, they was like, yeah, we're gonna shut everything down and stuff. When the fact is, they still losing.
I can see that though, because you're probably familiar with that one Maria woman who was always trolling around with a radical Latino, and we saw how Maria was treating Hazel Wise at the time.
Yes.
So I can see that. We all actually
yes, but
character.
That character, she was yeah.
Excuse me, George R. I
Mhm.
came across the video that you was alluded to last week regarding the one version of the Fat Pride anthem.
Oh yeah, the video that I shared on your page.
And it's like talking about cringe. I mean, on the scale of 1 to 10, it's like 200.
I told you.
Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna watch this video. First of all, before I go any further, this is fair use, and the whole purpose for us to give our critique regarding this production, so to speak. So let me just. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself so we can all listen to this work.
Fat liberation? Fat liberation is when you lose it. When you lose the fat, that's liberation.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I know what you're about to play, Jose. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to brace myself.
Now that's liberation. If you lose a few pounds, that's liberation.
So raise a flag and let's burn it all down.
Angry fat people? What?
Aye.
So here's the problem with the diet culture bus. It says that there's something inherently wrong with us, telling you that your body's not right, even moralizing health is not a clean fight. It's ableist, boo, but you do you. I guess you run with a eugenics crew. Let's slim down our bodies for the nation state. The master race is only big on hate. The diet and weight loss industrial complex brings in $70 billion a year. And you better believe that fat liberation for once gives them something to fucking fear. Fat people do not owe you their health. We do not have equal access to wealth, employment, housing, healthcare provider. Let's burn down the system. Sis, hand me that lighter. Your doctor tells you to lose weight for your health. You're entitled to ask about the efficacy of a diet. Hippocrates said, doc first, do no harm. So no, we're not going to be fucking quiet.
Liberation helps you. So raise a flag and let's burn it all down. Liberation helps you. So burn the scale and just put on the ground.
Picture the before and after body. Put your commitment to equality in the potty. If you care more about the likes than the human toll. Yes, you've lost the weight, now you can lose the soul. You're asking for validation for conforming. You're seeking not celebration for performing. Subservience to patriarchy, capitalist traps while white supremacy is killing in your fucking lap. FAT to the LI. be. If my sister's in chains, then I cannot be free. The trauma is amplified for POC. Intersectional oppression live in 3D. We demand humanity, autonomy, respect. From the body hierarchy, we continue to defect. Their body, her body, your body, mine. This body, somebody's lucky to find.
There's liberation that's me and you. So raise a flag and let's burn it all down. There's liberation that's me and you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my! I have to mute myself because I'm just bursting out in laughter because I also find it to be really cringe. I told you. You see, all those people in the comments are saying how you
guys-
change topic so fast, but
Yeah.
That's a video
You
that I
was digging
showed
it.
Jose, and I'm like, Jose, dude, I told you you're gonna cringe at it.
Okay. I'm gonna do something I usually don't do. I'm gonna give a critique in 2 languages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll give you the English translation. So yo no sé cómo es posible, hay personas que están tan tostados, se creen que tener sobrepeso vea como algo a alegrarse, porque eso está poniendo su salud en peligro. Basically, I say, I don't know how these people can be so delusional and think that being morbidly obese is a flex.
Okay, you see, this is one thing I'm gonna say. It's like you got certain people who are thick and stuff, they embrace themselves, right? But what they did right there was just stupid. You want to go around? No. I'm gonna break it down. Why I say this? If you look at the raps that woman did and everything like that,
Wow.
and that dude that looks like a cartoon character saying liberation and everything like that, I'm like, first of all, you have to look at the context of it, right? Remember what we were talking about, so-called woke people and the people that misuse that term?
Mhm.
I could see those people who actually did the video misusing that term. And that guy, he had more makeup than the female.
Reminds me of Adam Lambert.
First, okay.
His balls.
Okay, first of all,
like a
okay,
bald
first of
Adam
all,
Lambert.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
Oh.
to be perfectly honest, I don't know whether the person was a dude or a chick, or maybe someone that's not sexually defined.
Now that was a dude, Jose.
No, but remember in the song that they mentioned the whole intersectionality thing, which is a culture of constant victimhood. Those that do intersectionality, anybody who talks about intersectionality, that's a constant victim. That's what they are. I mean, and that's looking to be victims, to be seen as victims. And those
Well,
two,
yeah.
those two in the video, they ain't no victim. I mean, nobody's victimizing them. The only thing that they need liberation from is from the XX pounds that they are carrying around. I mean,
No. I'm gonna go around and say this. That was the worst song ever. First of all, I don't know if that chick went up and tried to rap. It was one of the worst raps ever. And then on top of it, if you're trying to go around and talk a point about intersectionality and racism and everything like that, well, let's put it like this, and let's be honest. Most people who are racist, right? And this is I'm talking about the races that don't like our people, right? So most of the races that I've seen, it comes to many levels. You have the elite races that they could call you the N-word, and then they could call the cops on you. And then you got the And then you got the poor races that got no teeth and no dental plans, but they don't like you just because their grandfather told you that they don't like them. So therefore, you got these types of races too. So therefore, when you actually go around and listen to that song and everything like that, and you see a thick white lady and a dude that looks like he could scare you because he looks like a female, but he looks like a dude too. You know, it's like that video was too much. And what point that you actually went up and did? There was no point. That video was boring. You know what I'm saying? That was pure crap. If you're gonna go around and make a move or something like that, that was horribly directed. That joint might have had a whole bunch of views and everything like that, but to me, that was a waste of my time just seeing that video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Well,
But
yeah.
put it like this: is that you never know whether they're going to look at this screen, this live stream of all of us, and say that, hey, let's dox Jose, Ramon, and Don Armando and George Org, and let's all call them Nazis and get them all fired for, our jobs because of the bigoted streams and everything. It could get to that point.
I'm going to say this, right?
What?
First of all, I'm not a bigot when it comes to BBWs. You know why? I love BBWs. I dated BBWs most of my life. You know why? And then on top of it, people could go around and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. If anybody's going to go around and talk about them, it's going to be me. Because I know about it. I've been there. I know the struggles that women be going through and such. I know people that will try to go around and fat shame people. So I be doing. Now, if they're gonna go around and say, "Oh, this, that, or third," I'm letting the world know. I know about BBWs, and guess what? That's my preference. And if people want to go around and be mad and try to put their preference on me, it's not going to happen. Now,
But
with that
here's the
said,
problem, though, is that they're going to take this and say that, well, Don Armando, you may be into BBWs, but you're guilty by association.
please. I
Yep,
mean, like, I mean, yeah, but the thing is, though, if you actually look at it, right, you have certain people, and we've all. This is what we all saying about the guilty of association, right? Like the problem that we have with this one fart bag, right? And is because of one thing. We're guilty of association, right? So therefore, if I'm friends with you and I'm friends with you, Jose, and I'm friends with you, Ramon, right? And we're all talking and such. So therefore, they're not going to go around and get at you because at y'all three, because I guess they might fear all y'all three or stuff. They're going to think that they're going to go after the weakest link, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to make you because you're cool with them and everything like that. And some of these people, they don't have the mind to actually reason to say like, hey, this person don't know anything about you, but yeah, you're going to go after me just because you hate another person. It doesn't make sense, but that's what the world we live in.
But you know something. But the fact of the matter is, we all have dealt with this to various degrees, from individuals who cannot debate rationally and logically. Now, this is the thing. The fact of the matter is this: let's say someone tries to dox me, or in this case, try to get me terminated from my employment. First of all, you're going to have to go through a very lengthy process to try to get me terminated, number one. Number two, I have the benefit of a union that's going to support me. And I have the benefit of attorney that if it does get to that point, I'll have legal representation. Now, as far as the other thing regarding discrimination, what have you, okay, first of all, we have people in society that have been bona fide victims of discrimination, that have been singled out simply because they have a different color, or they spoke a different language, or they have a different belief system and everything else. You cannot compare the fact that you let yourself go to be like at 400 or 500 pounds. You cannot compare that to someone, to a community that faced discrimination for centuries. Okay? I'm sorry. And again, people are going to hate me. I don't care. I don't care what the fat pride people may think. They may think I'm like a fat Hitler. I don't care. The fact
But you
that-
happen to also live in New York City, though, and if you actually go online and check it out, they're starting to become like some kind of city ordinance that's going to outlaw anything that could be construed as quote unquote fat phobic. That could even apply to this stream. So I wouldn't be surprised, Jose, if you ever got a letter to your house saying to cease and desist from quote unquote fat phobic topics, or stop making streams like this, or better yet, take down the stream. That's just the kind of like dystopian society that we are now plunging ourselves into, especially with how decadent it's all becoming too. But go on.
Well, first of all, like I said before, as long as I am the host and the creator of this platform, I will air whatever I deem appropriate. And if push comes to shove, I can always have another option. I can always put in my paperwork for retirement because I'm old.
Fair enough, though, because like they've already made it like a crime to quote unquote misgender people in the state of Michigan, which is traditionally a red state, though. And who's to say that they won't outlaw quote unquote fat phobia in NYC?
To me, George, this one thing I gotta say, all right? Like, I don't know, because I never really been in the corporate world and stuff. But to me, if you're gonna like say this, if a person misgenders a person now, right? With all these 30 genders or whatever the case may be, or 30 movements, okay, let's be for real. If you don't want people to go around and misgender other people and everything like that, or their beliefs or something, give us a manual, because 9 times out of 10 we don't know the 30 categories that people want to call themselves: non-binary, binary, tree humper, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because there's a lot of categories that just spitting out off the blue.
Okay. I'll do one even simple. Why don't you just tell us how you wish to be addressed?
They don't know. They don't know what they are themselves, and expect us to know. What you're supposed to know.
Then don't get upset if we cannot read your tea leaves and misgender you for whatever. If you're not going
to know what is it that they feel like they are today. I mean,
I am not all knowing. I am not all seeing. I am not all powerful. I am Jose Negron.
Yeah. And guess what? As of today, I actually identify myself as a loaf of bread with butter. So therefore, that's it.
Well, remember, folks, I'm Hitler.
To get to a point, it's already at the point where somebody like Ramon, despite what you are looking like in your default picture, Ramon, you could actually go out there and say that you are a non-binary person who is just playing the role as a woman right now. I'm not trying to drag Ramon or anything. I'm just trying to tell you the state of the social climate we're in right now, and you can see how depraved it's become. So technically speaking, like, look at you in your picture, like you have like your faux hawk, your beard, you're masculine. If you wanted to say that you're a woman now because you're in the binary exploration stage, you could do that.
and
Um,
nobody better tell me otherwise because I'm gonna throw a fit and I'm gonna sue somebody and I'm gonna cancel somebody.
It's
So
at that point, man. We're
whoever
at that
doesn't
point.
believe that they owe me dinner or something because
Yes,
I'm a
Um,
woman. I'm a
Yeah,
20
and you
year
know
old.
that we're
Ramon,
already at the
I'm a
point where,
queen.
yeah,
I need to be treated
Ramon,
as a queen.
Ramon, if you have the option of sleeping with an 800-pound woman
No,
or
no,
dressing
no.
up
You don't
as a
understand.
woman
Yo,
going into place.
Don't start. Don't start with that.
Jose, I got something for you, all right?
Okay, go
And you're
ahead.
gonna laugh at this. Now, you know what you could identify with and everything like that. And I'm not dissing you or anything like that. Jose, you could identify as Mr. Freeze. No lie, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. You should identify as Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Can
Why?
I
Just because
identify
I like
as,
things a little cool?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'll identify as Robin or Bane.
I know, right?
Well, after all, I'm
And,
pumping iron like Bane, so I'll just be Bane.
And guys, Ramon can be identified as Catwoman.
Meow. Since we're already Jose and Ramon and Dawn, since we're already at a point where, and you guys could look this up too yourselves, but since we're already at the point where legislation is about to be put into effect in some states about removing children from other people's homes if they are not affirming their gender identity.
What?
I am dead serious. You heard me right. So what I'm saying is that CPS could come to your house and place your kids into a gender affirming home if you're not addressing them by their preferred pronouns. Look it up. Look it up.
Yo, not for nothing. That is.
So, I'm dead serious. You guys can look it up too if you're so. See what I mean?
I'm like, I heard, not for nothing, I've heard something like this. It was like maybe 6 months ago. But then it was like they were talking about Canada. It was like a video that I seen, right? And it was a person who was trans, and it was like, well, the parents don't have the rights for the kids. It was like, what? Scratch that. That was a few years ago. So now, if you're not addressing a child by their pronouns, CPS could go around and go and take your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's going to be a whole bunch of lawsuits.
Yeah,
I could tell you that.
Well, on that.
Welcome to
note,
Babylon.
Well,
Yep.
on that note, we're going to stop to wrap this up because I try to keep it under 2 hours.
Yeah. I was about to take my leave anyway, so.
Hopefully, you guys can stay briefly for the backstage for a little chat. So now we're going to take closing remarks. So now we're going to start with the one that wants to dress up as a Catwoman and go to the
Yes, but only because of the
Really?
benefits that will come with it. Because that now.
Okay. Who
Yeah,
wants?
I'll dress as Catwoman, but the Batman will have to kind of like take me out on the Batmobile or something.
Okay.
And he
Who
doesn't
wants-
get to do anything. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Who wants to make love to 10,000 800-pound women
No.
and get
No.
all of them pregnant?
I'll pass. No thanks.
No.
That woman here is looking just too messy.
thank
Who
you.
wants to go?
The cat
who
lady
wants to
here
go
has a
to
beard.
Orchard Beach and get buried in the sand over there? Who thinks that New York does not have a serious rat problem? The introvert Puerto Rico.
Well, it's really nice that we all get to end off the stream in the evening with a good chunk of laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
because things
let's
are
go,
getting
Ramon.
messed up.
Look
But
Thank you.
anyways, Catwoman with the beard, say your
Yeah.
piece.
Thank you, Giorgio.
Because
Well,
it's
no, but for
because if
real.
somebody like Dylan Mulvaney can be recognized as Woman of the Year, who's to say that you can't be
Yeah.
recognized as Catwoman?
Yeah,
After all, these are the
and-
days of girlhood, right? According to his music video.
yeah, and Bruce Jenner got like an award for being a woman. When he first started wearing that dress, because that's all he really did.
No. You want to know something, which is I'm about to say that is genetically stupid.
Mhm.
All right, never in a million years when I was a kid, right? Now people want to be so PC. I would never think that I would see a man compete with a woman. But now in certain sports and certain MMA and everything like that, it's to the point that a person who's a trans athlete and they fighting a woman, and it got to the point that their strength went up and cracked the woman's skull during the MMA bouts. You know what I'm saying?
Alan Fox.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think that they were able to allow that again, because it's a safety hazard. I mean,
All right. So
there talk about that they need to be protected. Well, there you go. Outlaw that so women can be protected from being injured, because that's a serious injury. Getting in.
yeah. So yes. So therefore, this is why I think to counter that, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, why don't you have the transgenders fight the actual males? I mean, at the end of the day, it'll be funny. I'm just saying the ones who, well, I'm not even gonna go around and say it, because I'm like, well, the ones that want to be in the women catalog in the catalog, okay, let's go around and fight the men and see how tough you are. If it turns out that you can't make it, oh well. Just like that swimmer. That swimmer couldn't make it in the male tryouts, but now he's making it in the female tryouts.
The Leah Thomas person.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm like, okay, so it's like it's right there. It's like, it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, come on, you have an advantage, and you're gonna win every time.
But
Like-
But yeah, there's something that Jose wanted to say. Say your piece.
Okay. Yeah. I do have to step out. I'm gonna try and see if I'll get on a live for a little bit. But yeah. we'll be here all night going through all of that. Jose, I appreciate you letting me be on your panel. I mean, yeah. Timely subjects, good combo, good conversation. Let's do this again soon. I'm gonna be taking my leave. Thank you for having me, and shout out to the panel. Shout out to you guys, Armando, Giorgio. Appreciate you guys being here so we could chat a little bit. Let's do this soon.
Anytime.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you very much,
Have a good evening.
Ramon. Take care, and just be
All right, you
careful.
too.
If you make sure you use the correct lipstick.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Thanks for having me. Talk to you guys
Okay.
later. Bye.
Take
Peace.
care. Okay, so Giorgio, your final remarks.
Oh, it's just going to be short and crystal clear and straight to the point. Well, it's pretty obvious that we live in a very depraved world, especially a depraved country like the U.S., which is already like the Babylonian Empire. So what's the solution? Stay in prayer, stay strong, stay on your head, and keep it going. Yes. That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. And people, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you, please consider subscribing to Giorgio's channel. He does bring a lot of positive content, particularly has to do with family and other constructive issues. So thank you very much.
Anytime. Was there something you wanted to tell me in the backstage?
Not just briefly. I'm not going to keep you long because I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, no worries. I can stick by and wait for a little bit.
okay. Thank you. Put you in the backstage. Okay, your final remarks.
My final remarks is: A, the Cups happened today. And guess what? Go vote for the shaved party. If you're tired of Republicans and Democrats, vote for me. As long as I can make sure that every person is nice and shaved, even to the bums. So therefore, we will have a less stinky environment. Peace.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'm going to put you in the backstage. Now, I'm going to give you my final thoughts. It was, it ended on a funny note. And the fact of the matter is, that's what we do when we have, when we have open discussion. We can talk about anything and everything. So a huge shout out to everyone that appeared on the chat, and a huge shout out to everyone that appeared on the panel. Now, on Wednesday at 8:15 p.m., I'm going to be talking about the benefits of being a municipal employee. And why I'm talking about it, because it's one of the few places where there's relatively job security. So it's just something to think about. So with that being said, of course, the playback end, more welcome to enter your comments after the stream is over. Just try to keep it respectable. With that being said, we must do everything possible to minimize our influence from the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, and peace.